You guys, today while I was at work, I had a random thought and I had to write it down because on some days my first order of business is working with numbers. That must have triggered this thought. What I wrote down was thoughts on math skills that I never used that school insisted that I should learn. Say the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus square root, something 4ac all over 2a. I forgot it. But anyways, I forgot that little part, but I'm surprised at how much of it I remember. Basically, complex math functions. You know how I'm pretty sure all of us who did not pursue a career in which you need to actually use these math functions, we all say to people who are in school now, don't worry, you're never going to use this, don't be frustrated if you don't learn it. Or we tell ourselves to our group of people, you know, I am still waiting to use the so-called math skills that the teachers were really insisting that I learn. I still have yet to use them. Well, I want to just mention one of two things. The first one is really obvious. The teachers need you to learn that so that you do well on the tests, so that it doesn't affect them and their performance as an educator. Because not only is your performance as a student being examined, that also reflects on the teacher. And a lot of the times, the rate at which a student learns, it's out of the teacher's control, or if a student learns at all. Because some people just don't get it. I was one of those kids who I just did not understand math. I never failed it, but I was a little on the not so quick side. And then today, for the first time ever, I thought about it from this perspective. The good thing about school teaching you something that you probably will not use, and this is probably really obvious, but just note that I did not consider this until today. It just hit me somehow. And that is that although school kinda sucks, not kinda, it does suck in modern days because it doesn't teach you important things that actually will help you in your life and build up, such as, say, home ec, how to file taxes, how to save, manage money. At least getting exposed to math like this helps you think differently. Also, from an early age, you're being exposed to things that to you don't make sense. But if you're a good student, you are determined to try to understand it. So therefore, when you get older, you're not as likely to give up in the middle of a challenge. For me, that applies so much because I was thinking to myself, while I was in the office, I remember when I was learning the job that I was doing this morning. It was back in late April or May, sometime during that time. I didn't get it. I thought I would never get it. But suddenly, it's all routine, it all makes sense. Something that for me was really hard when I was learning it. Now it's so obvious. Maybe with math, it could have been that way, and it was beginning to be that way during my senior year because I was actually getting good with numbers. Maybe I had finally gotten used to the routine to where I could start thinking with a mathematical mind. But in order for me to get there, I had to undergo all of these rigorous math courses, even if they were always the basic levels. But at least if it weren't for those classes that did not make sense, such as geometry, advanced functions and modeling, and algebra 2, maybe I wouldn't think the way that I think now. Numbers do not help me create videos. Like anytime I deliver a message on the channel, I don't owe it to like the Pythagorean theorem or anything like that. But what if those challenges helped broaden my mind to where my problem solving, that's what you do in math. It's all about problem solving. What if my ability to solve some problems, I actually owe it to math, but I just do not identify it as such because I'm thinking that numbers need to be present in order for me to credit math with anything that I'm able to accomplish. So what do you guys think? Does any of that make sense? Is it incredibly obvious and I'm just stupid for finding out right now, and for me, I'm mind blown and I'm feeling like I just uncovered a secret, discovered something amazing? Or had you yourself not thought about this? It's exciting and mind-blowing because I've been there. I've been one of those people who has said, why did we learn all of this in math if some of us won't even go to college, some of us won't have a focus to where those things are necessary? But I never ever considered that exposure just helped me have an appreciation for challenges in life from a different perspective. I guess what helps me talk about it right now before I freaking start getting ready for bed, which I should be in bed right now, but this won't shut up, is that when I was at Toyota, driving and talking to these people about the business with the RAV and all that, I'm able to see through Toyota's intentions. They want to keep me in debt because that's how they keep making money. I know that their service department, it's what brings them their most income, but selling a vehicle also helps. The fact that I was able to have a solid decision and just manifest myself so well in a social environment that is geared toward business, I was like just shocked at myself how well I handled that conversation. I was by myself. I was doing something that I just hadn't really done before, but I didn't panic in any way. I didn't feel uncomfortable in any way. I wasn't shy in any way. It felt natural. Toyota was talking to me about prices and numbers. I could see through it. It's like, no, this is not convenient for me. It's convenient for you, but for me as the consumer, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, you guys, I just thought I would throw that out there. Just know that if this is old news to you or if this is old wisdom, just know that I just figured it out. It happened by work of magic, but I'm really proud that I'm able to visualize that now. And if you've never thought about it the way I have, then let me know how this makes you feel or how you see it. Because for me, I'm just excited that I was able to piece it together with my personal experience and I didn't have to rely on someone else telling me or accidentally stumbling upon it while I scroll through something or see a catchy title on some article and boom, I got my answer, I think that these math skills that we deem as unnecessary are necessary because it helps force you to think in a way that you probably wouldn't. Math is just a philosophy course disguised in numbers. Think about that. That's officially how I'm going to lay this thought to rest, and I guess I shall await any of your responses should they come. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in and for just hanging out with me and bearing with me and just joining me. It means a lot. It just feels nice to know that someone out there can either relate or give me ideas, just guide me in the direction that keeps my interests alive and fed. Because sometimes I have so many things that I just want to discuss or learn more about, but I don't even know how to begin to look for it. But you guys supply me with either links or names or things like that, and it just helps put me at ease and rest because I feel like my path is just taking shape. I feel like I couldn't have accomplished that on my own, and if I accomplished that on my own, it would have taken a frustratingly long time. So yeah guys, thanks so much for being there for me. Alright, I shall see you soon.